Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just gone out to Bitcoin, bigger the CoinsKid crew. If you are looking for more content when I'm not making videos, definitely get into the Discord. There's so many traders in there posting beautiful charts, setups, long, short, whatever. Definitely get involved in that community that I've created for yourselves, okay? So I did make a post, I think last week, on Bitcoin, currently 21% up from the ABC buy zone for Bitcoin. Could you handle a correction here? Personally, I would like to see one shake out all the weekends at this point. So the pullback target is my orange line, so I'll go through that with you today. So far, we've had a beautiful bounce off a 20-week EMA, my ABC buy zone, which I gave you in a recent video, and the Discord post right there. And we've had a beautiful 21% reaction up from that. So, I do remain cautiously bullish here for Bitcoin. This could be the formation of the last impulsive move to the upside, okay? But obviously, there's no guarantees. If we lose the 20-week EMA and pierce this low, it means we're in a bigger macro correction than I actually envision here for Bitcoin, okay? So again, squeaky bum time. I think potentially we may have had an impulsive wave 1 here, and we're coming back in a corrective wave 2. We're looking for an explosive wave 3, and I'll go through this with you, and then 4 and 5, and then that's it. Bitcoin's had its 5 waves of its last 5, and I've gone through this with you. We see the 5 waves up. That's it. I would expect a massive crash for Bitcoin, some kind of big bear market to follow that, okay? So I think we're nearing the last phase, the sort of last leg here for Bitcoin, which will come relatively soon, and potentially we are actually in the last phase from this dump here in May, this correction, this flat correction, which I've gone through with you so many times, okay? So let's dive into the charts then. I'm going to show you a couple of charts that I think are adding confidence to my theory that we are looking at the end phase here of this particular leg for Bitcoin, okay? Let's dive in. So take a look at the S&P 500 then. This is a chart that I've been looking at with you for so many years. For example, way back there in January, and people getting relatively bearish on Bitcoin, it come up and it had a minor correction right there. A lot of people saying this is it, that's it, it's retraced into 702 fib and things like that, and it's going to roll over and basically roll into a bear market, and it will never make an all-time high. Blockchain backer, a guy who I do respect, he said that, and I countered his analysis. There was a guy called Alessio Rastani. A lot of people were really worried. The CoinsKid creator was asking me and messaging me and commenting on my videos and things like that. So the clue was in this particular chart that we would see an all-time high for Bitcoin. This is what I relayed to you, because at this point in January, this went into price discovery, took out the 1 fib, so it was beginning to look really impulsive. So this was part of my analysis. This is your 5-wave move here, just like Bitcoin. But what we've got for the S&P 500, it's front-running Bitcoin. So the fact that what we've done, we found resistance in March like we have for Bitcoin. We found support in the 20, and right now it's looking really impulsive again. This is equally giving us clues that Bitcoin will eventually follow. So it's not rocket science. Until we start to see a major breakdown in this chart, then I'll remain bullish here for crypto and Bitcoin, especially because this is the king, this is the cheat sheet, and I've shown you this so many times. So again, it's not bullshit, it's not hoping. At this point, found resistance, broke out, making all-time highs. This is why I did say to you, because the S&P 500, the king is risk, the king of risk is making all-time highs, I expect Bitcoin to, and it did. So far so good. We're running that resistance 1.272, found support in the 20, and right now we're looking to go again. So the next leg of resistance for this particular chart is a 1414 at 5500. So the fact that we've took out that resistance just there, and at the moment Bitcoin's correcting, I do think this is again a cheat sheet. So until I start to see a major breakdown in this particular chart, I expect Bitcoin to eventually follow, because it's just following the leader, and this is the king of risk. And this is something I relayed to you so many times as confluence my analysis way back here. The flat correction wave 2, lovely sweet spot. Again, this is where I flip really bullish for Bitcoin in 2023, expecting all-time highs. So far so good, okay? It's not bullshit, it's not opium, it's data. One thing I'm looking for in this particular chart, which will flip me bearish on risk and crypto and Bitcoin, is a breakdown below the thick yellow line, the 20-week EMA, because it's currently holding it. So if we're in this blow off top phase, once we fall below that, that's the end game, in my opinion, and it's equally the same for Bitcoin, okay? So let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now and see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin, and I think at the moment what we may have had is an impulsive wave 1 into this little resistance right there, okay? And right now we're having some kind of corrective wave 2 that's coming back. So we'll drop our fibs on at the moment, but accompanied with the S&P 500, Bitcoin has actually found a level of support on a 20-week EMA and this level here, which is a target I was looking at as you were correcting here and coming back down the stairs. I said in a recent video and equally on a Discord post that this is my buyback zone, 58108, and it's bounced off it like an absolute boss. The confluence as well with the 20-week EMA. So what we need to see from this level here is 5 waves up. Okay, so we've got that. If we take a look, we've got the 1 into a 2, into a big 3, into a 4, into a final 5th wave, which took out that high. At the moment, we're coming back. Okay, this is why in that recent Discord post I did say to you, if we see 5 waves up here, I expect to pull back, and I'm looking for a lovely little buy zone on this orange line. Now, why am I looking at that orange line? Because what we did here, we got an ascending triangle, and we broke out that God candle, and we've not back tested. So immediately that's screaming buyback to me. 63490 is an area of interest where I've got some bids for Bitcoin. So if we drop the fibs on, because at the moment we may have had an impulsive wave 1, and we could be having a corrective wave 2 coming up, something like this to Bitcoin. Okay, so this has been a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5, and right now this is a corrective wave coming back. So if it is corrective, obviously it needs to come back and hold the 1 fib. Okay, so that's your macro invalidation right now, is this low that we put in. I think, when was that? That was May the 1st. That's your invalidation, because if we lose that, then I'm completely wrong, and what we've got here is a massive A into a B into a C, and at that point we will come down to the 1.618. But I think, the S&P 500 is giving us clues. Like I said to you, this is why I do pay attention to it, because the S&P 500 is exactly this. It's at the correction back down to the 20, and it's already making new highs here. So I think that this is a clue, that this is a 1 into a 2, and right now we're gearing up for an explosive third wave, which is going to come up, which is always the power. Like I've taught you, the third wave is always the wave which takes out the resistance points. Some kind of 1 into a 2 into a 3. So if you look at that, we could have some kind of inverse head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder coming back, and then boom, an explosive third wave. So I wish everyone most luck, but at the minute I've got bids on the orange line at 63490 for Bitcoin. There's a little bit of confluence right now that's sitting right in a sweet spot, a 0.5 fib at 63832, and the golden ratio at 62031. So the clue again, maybe in the chart of the S&P 500, it's already bounced off the 20-week EMA, and it's already in price discovery right there. I wish everyone most luck. Okay, stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. We'll be back soon with another update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.